सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला।
सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, today on the floor of Parliament, Amit Shah said a Hindu can never be a terrorist, and I completely agree. But where did this word Hindu terrorism or saffron terror come from? Who is the author of this phrase, Hindu terrorism, saffron terror? Who is the leader? Is it Shashi Tharoor who spoke about Hindu Pakistan? Which party, which leader, ladies and gentlemen, wept for the terrorists in the Butler House encounter? Which political party did everything possible to exonerate terrorists coming from Pakistan? It is only the Congress party of Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi. This has been their approach for the longest time. It's laughable that Rahul Gandhi can even stand up and question anyone on issues related to terrorism. Ladies and gentlemen, when terrorism was actually hitting the country, when jihadi terrorism from Pakistan sponsored with sleeper cells in India was hurting our national interest, when Pakistan was actually implementing the policy of bleeding India with 1,000 cuts, there in the early 2010s, in the late 2010s, that was the time when the Malegaon blast happened. And lo and behold, when the blast took place on September 29th, 2008, less than 2 months before 26/11, it provided a golden opportunity for the Congress party to say, see here, this is Hindu terrorism. And Sonia Gandhi and Chidambaram did everything possible, ably assisted, I think, in the background by Rahul Gandhi, who was an ex-officio member of the system. They all worked together, ladies and gentlemen, to try and fix Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur, to try and conspire to fix a patriot called Colonel Shrikant Purohit, who we should be proud of, but who instead was made to spend a decade in jail. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, July 31st, 2025, is a date we, the right-thinking people of India, will wait for justice, not just to Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur, not just to former military intelligence officer and great nationalist Colonel Shrikant Purohit, but also for Major Ramesh Upadhyay, Ajay Rahirkar, Samir Kulkarni, Sudhakar Chaturvedi, and Sudhakar Dwivedi. Ladies and gentlemen, we hope and we pray that they are acquitted tomorrow for the injustice they have faced, for the incarceration they have faced, for the way in which the Congress tried to call them terrorists while providing some kind of clean chit to the Sayyid Salahuddins of the world, while arguing for Afzal Guru. The fake Tukre circuit, sponsored and supported by the Congress party, ladies and gentlemen, tried to put a question mark on Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur, but never said and cannot explain even today that is it not true that evidence was planted at Sudhakar Chaturvedi's home. Their own charge sheet, notes that the assistant police inspector entered in his absence to plant evidence. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know the truth about Sadhvi Pragya, see these pictures. Ladies and gentlemen, then a young lady, Sadhvi Pragya, was tortured so badly that when she came out of interrogation, the young lady had to be brought out in a stretcher. I hope the courts don't forgive the people who tortured Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur. She had accused the then ATS officer, the notorious Parambir Singh. She had named Parambir Singh, and she had said that Parambir Singh had brutally tortured her during the interrogation, beaten her with a belt, forced her onto a wired bed, surrounded by officers who thrashed her relentlessly. And see again, ladies and gentlemen, the images when she came out. She couldn't stand. And I ask tonight, and the nation wants to know, will these officers she named be brought to justice as well or not? Is there any justice in this country? Or are Hindus just supposed to be called terrorists? Sonia Gandhi, Antonia the Minor, I would like to ask you, what will you do tomorrow if they are acquitted? Will you go out and say that your government, Sonia Gandhi, Antonia the Minor, was unfair? Is it not true that the NIA dropped Makoka charges against all the accused, calling the case against Sadhvi Pragya and others not maintainable, which is a sharp shift from the ATS's terror narrative? Is it not true, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, P. Chidambaram, that a witness told the NIA court that he was tortured by the ATS to falsely name Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and 5 RSS members, exposing clear signs of coercion and political targeting? Is it not true that the witnesses have turned hostile? And is it not true that the fake pseudo-secular media of this country never reports all this? But when Arnab Goswami and Republic say, what happened to Sadhvi Pragya is unfair, they say Arnab Goswami is communal. Ladies and gentlemen, will they report that more than 30 witnesses turned hostile, shaking the very core of the case? There is a collapse in all credibility. All the 7 deserve to be acquitted. But I'll tell you who should not be acquitted. P. Chidambaram must not be acquitted. He must apologize because he, in August 2010, used this as a pivot to speak about saffron terrorism. Rahul Gandhi must apologize. When he's been quoted as telling the US ambassador that the risk of a homegrown extremist front reacting to terror attacks coming from Pakistan is very dangerous, pushing this Hindu terror theory in a conversation with the US ambassador. And what did the late Sitaram Yechuri say? He said, this is all the handiwork. Whatever is happening in Malegaon, Hyderabad, Ajmer is the handiwork of a network of Hindutva extremist groups. I'm so sad people like Sitaram Yechuri had to descend to this level. And Kamal Hassan as well, who said the right wing cannot challenge the talk of Hindu terrorists because terror has spread into their camp as well. You see, ladies and gentlemen, they want to balance jihadi terrorism with this idea of Hindu terrorism. And the reality is they don't want to accept the radicalization, the jihadi mindset, where everyone else who's a non-believer in your religion deserves to be killed. They don't want to tolerate that mindset. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the sharp contrast in the way they dealt with Ishrat Jahan. Sadhvi Pragya is not Ishrat Jahan. Colonel Shrikant Purohit is a great nationalist. The Lashkar-e-Toiba owned Ishrat Jahan as their operative, but P. Chidambaram supported her. The MHA, in its first affidavit, called her a terrorist. The then IB headed by Asif Ibrahim called her a terrorist. Chidambaram overturned that because he didn't want Ishrat Jahan to be known as a terrorist. He wanted to provide a cover to Ishrat Jahan. He wanted to protect Ishrat Jahan. He wanted to make Ishrat Jahan look like a martyr. The same Chidambaram who now says, on the day the parliament debate is about to start, how do we know? He says, this man cannot change. This man is, what do I say? This man overturned the first affidavit to clear Ishrat Jahan in the second affidavit, whereas the Supreme Court accepted Ishrat Jahan's terrorist links. Mr. Chidambaram, when you give those namby-pamby interviews to namby-pamby anchors, do you have the guts to face me? You can't. You didn't then, you can't now. Sadhvi Pragya was a victim of politics. There is key evidence missing on who planted those bombs. Ladies and gentlemen, links of the Mumbai train bombing and the Malegaon blast have been scrubbed clean. Which is why it angers me when I see those Mumbai train blast convicts walk around and celebrate with sweets. With even the Supreme Court of India saying it's okay if they don't go to jail. My God, I can't believe it. Colonel Shrikant Purohit and Sadhvi Pragya were both said they had been tortured. There was no investigation on that. Therefore, tomorrow, I request all of you, including the members of the Nationalist Collective, not just to celebrate if they are acquitted, but to question if they are not. But if they are acquitted, I call upon all members of the Nationalist Collective to begin a new drive, regardless of who supports or does not support you. Because in our country, strange things happen. In our country, you can be debating in parliament one day and playing cricket with Pakistan the next. Ladies and gentlemen, the point is this. I call upon members of the Nationalist Collective tomorrow, if they are acquitted, to begin the call to bring the people who tortured them to justice. They must face justice. There must be cases against those people. The system cannot spare them. We won't allow it to. Let's debate.
उस समय की सरकार ने मुंबई में हमलों को आरएसएस के साथ साजिश बताया और भगवा आतंकवाद के पीछे पड़े। देश याद रखेगा क्या-क्या नहीं किया है।
JP Nadda's statement in Parliament comes a day before Malegaon blast verdict. A special court in Mumbai is all set to deliver the judgment. The bombs placed on a motorcycle near a mosque had left 6 persons dead and over 100 injured in Malegaon town of Nasik district in Maharashtra on 29th of September 2008. As the investigation progressed, the Congress in power both in Maharashtra and centre coined a new phrase, saffron terror.
The prosecution, since start, we have been maintaining that this is a fabricated case, highly motivated case, and the earlier governments had some malign agenda of bringing forward some idea of saffron terrorism, and every case was motivated and directed and formatted in a manner that agenda be satisfied.
The reason for the term saffron terror? The arrest of self-styled Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur and the unravelling of the role of a Hindu group Abhinav Bharat by Maharashtra ATS. The most dangerous aspect of politicization, however, was the suggestion that in some ways elements of Indian Army were involved, with Lieutenant Colonel Prasad Purohit made one of the key accused.
Pfizers make the country, freebies don't. Okay. And stop asking this leftist-like questions. What our army is doing for you? Ask what I am doing for the army. Okay. I feel ashamed of myself that I am not able to put my 100%. Understand this, okay?
He was a person of army whose duty was to act in intelligence. He was in the Department of Intelligence. So his duty was to gather information, political as well as religious, from every source. I am defending the Indian Army, the integrity of Indian Army, and I am calling names. I am calling out on the boogie of saffron terrorism. And that is my right.
The case became a turf for the Congress's saffron terror pitch.
Well, we as Vishwa Hindu Parishad respect the judiciary. And on the other part, we all know how this term Bhagwa terror or saffron terror was coined, how innocent saints were trapped. So there was a larger conspiracy by the so-called secular parties like Congress, Samajwadi Party and like-minded parties who just for winning elections and before being in power, they tried to trap many innocent Hindu saints as well as Hindu activists also, because Hindus themselves for centuries have been victims of radical Islamic terrorism.
With Makoka charges dropped, trial began against the 7 accused in October of 2018 under various sections of the UAPA and IPC. The hearing of evidence concluded in September 2023. In all, the Court of Special Judge A.K. Lahoti examined 323 witnesses through the proceedings, of which 34 turned hostile. During the proceedings, Colonel Purohit also examined witnesses, with the defense arguing that the case was politically motivated based on fabricated evidence. Claiming to be falsely accused, they hope for justice.
इस पवित्र माटी के ऊपर कभी भी देशभक्तों को, साधु संतों को आतंकवाद या दहशतवाद के नाम के आगे हिंदू और हमारा परम पवित्र भगवा शब्द नहीं लगाया, लेकिन विश्व पटेल के ऊपर कांग्रेस ने अपने घटिया राजनीति का परिचय दिया। 2 दिन के पश्चात 31 जुलाई को हमें पूरा विश्वास है कि स्वतंत्र भारत का जो स्वायत्त सक्षम समर्थ सम्माननीय विशेष न्यायालय है वो हमारे निर्दोषत्व के ऊपर ठप्पा लगाएगा।
Politics is preceding the verdict day.
नहीं, कोर्ट ने राहत नहीं दी है। कोर्ट ने उस जजमेंट के ऊपर स्टे दिया है और ये कहा है कि जो जेल से निकल गए थे जो एक्यूज 18 साल के बाद, उनको दोबारा अरेस्ट नहीं किया जाएगा। मैं केंद्र सरकार से और महाराष्ट्र सरकार से पूछना चाह रहा हूँ कि आप ये अपील क्यों डाल रहे भाई, जब वो लोग लीगली इनोसेंट नहीं है बल्कि कंप्लीटली इनोसेंट हैं।
But today, the Home Minister has hit back. Why should terrorism be color-coded?
And interestingly, I want to point out here, if you look at the media also, you will find, Sangeet Ragi ji, you will note, you see, even today there is pin drop silence on tomorrow's verdict.
As if nothing is happening.
As if nothing is happening. No channel has picked it up. As if they don't know. They all know. They don't want to talk about it because this whole 17 years of their conspiracy will be busted tomorrow. They know tomorrow is a very, very big day if in the Malegaon verdict, Sadhvi Pragya Singh Thakur, Colonel Shrikant Purohit, Ramesh Upadhyay, Samir Kulkarni get acquitted. तब तो जवाबदेही होगी कि नहीं होगी? तब तो आतिकुर रहमान हम जवाब लेके रहेंगे, माफी मंगवा के रहेंगे आप लोगों से। अश्विनी कुमार मिश्रा, स्पेशली कांग्रेस पार्टी, एडवोकेट मुजीबुर रहमान, तबलीगी जमात, सैयद बाबर अशरफ किचावी, सेक्रेटरी जनरल ऑल इंडिया मोहम्मदी मिशन। कल बहुत बड़ा दिन है। वी होप एंड वी प्रे that Pragya Singh Thakur is acquitted tomorrow. And we are the only channel which will say this.
Praying for the terrorists.
We are the only channel that will say this.
Praying for the terrorists.
No, they are not.
No, what?
You are praying for the terrorists.
I hope and I pray that Colonel Shrikant Purohit, the great nationalist, is acquitted tomorrow and comes out like a hero from that courtroom.
Which he is.
Which he is.
Yes. If he doesn't, what will you do?
So you have lost faith in the judiciary?
If he doesn't. No, we have full faith in.
Nowadays you are losing faith.
Okay, we are opening the debate. Ashwini, 1 minute.
Full faith.
Sangeet Ragi starting with Sangeet Ragi versus Atikur Rahman on the debate.
We have full faith in judiciary, but we all know that the case against Colonel Purohit and Sadhvi Pragya Thakur and all others were fabricated, manipulated by the Congress party to defame the Hindu organizations and the army personnel. This was an interesting case of, fabrication of the cases against the nationalist forces in this country. And tomorrow, and look at, The person was placed and languishing in the jail for 9 years and no charges had been framed against the person. Secondly, Mokoka was dropped. Bombay High Court said there is no prima facie case against the person. What else you want? So it was a case that was fabricated, manipulated, and deliberately designed to malign the Hindu organizational and nationalist forces in India. It was just to esquire with the Islamic radicalism, because that was a talk of the town entirely.
Yes.
It was talk in the nation. The people were talking about Islamic radicalism.
Jihadi sleeper cells, Simi, terrorism, train blasts.
That's all.
So what happened at that time, in case you are too young to remember? Because Atik certainly is not. But Atik, 1 minute. Let me explain to people.
Mr. Sangeet
Atik, let me explain to people. Ladies and gentlemen, through the 80s, 90s and early 2000s and 2010s, India was a victim of terrorism. There was terrorism of the Vindranwale type earlier. And then there was Islamic and Islamist terrorism sponsored by Pakistan.
India is still victim of
Congress party wanted to keep a Muslim vote bank together. So that's why they said Sonia Gandhi keeps crying for Batla House victims. They refused to take action. When there was too much jihadi terrorism, then Rahul Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi, Digvijay Singh, Chidambaram sat down and they said, what do we do? So they said, isko balance karte hain. Atikur Rahman, isko balance kariye, क्योंकि मुंबई ट्रेन ब्लास्ट हो गया है, अभी बैलेंस करने का एक ही उपाय है, you say Hindus are terrorists. Therefore, use the media, and the media played a big role with leaks, use ATS press conferences, use institutions, police, politics, media, weaponize it to create a national narrative about Hindu terrorism. Use this every time a Hindu says, or every time a nationalist says, act against terrorism. The Congress party said, but Hindus are also terrorists. Every time we say we are victims of terrorism, Digvijay Singh would say, Hindus are terrorists. Sonia Gandhi, Antonia de Maino would say, Hindus are terrorists. Saffron terrorism. It was a balancing out. You see, Atikur Rahman, it was a balancing out. And tomorrow there will be justice. Please be quiet. Tomorrow there will be justice in this country. Tomorrow we will seek an answer. Atikur Rahman, we will seek and get an answer. Ashwini, I'm not coming to you, so don't speak. You're no 1 minute. I'll call you. I'm calling someone else.
Please, may I come?
Atikur Rahman. Atikur Rahman, I want to just 1 minute. See the pictures of Pragya Singh Thakur after she was tortured. She says, I was tortured by Parambir Singh.
Yes.
Parambir Singh. Same Parambir Singh, by the way. So, does it make you feel good that a young lady was tortured like this? You call her a terrorist. You people, you won't even call Osama bin Laden a terrorist.
Osama Ji.
You'll call him Osama Ji, but you will call Sadhvi Pragya a terrorist.
Zakir Naik Ji.
Zakir Naik, you are his fan. But you will call Sadhvi Pragya a terrorist. Colonel Shrikant Purohit a terrorist. You hate the army. You hate the army, Atikur Rahman.
You hate the army, you hate
the army. You tried to call a patriot of the military intelligence a terrorist. But you won't call Burhan Wani a terrorist. And your favorite journalist will say, poor Burhan Wani. Your favorite journalist, who's also the favorite journalist of Hafiz Saeed, will say, poor Burhan Wani. अरे वो दिन गए. Atikur Rahman, कुछ बोलने को नहीं है. I'll move on.
Nobody took them to the parliament. Nobody took them to parliament as you did with Pragya Singh Thakur, an alleged terrorist being tried in a court of law, being elected as a member of parliament from the BJP. Shame on you, sir.
Mumbai High Court said clearly that prima facie there is no case against Pragya Singh Thakur. There is no case against Pragya Singh Thakur.
This is my turn. You have spoken. You had been given a chance. Now it's my turn. Now, thank you, Mr. Sangeet Ragi. Your narrative proves that your allegiance is towards the terrorist, not towards the nation. Not towards the judiciary.
My allegiance is towards the nation only.
I haven't completed,
the only thing that I am exposing the Islamic terrorism in the country, and the Congress party wanted to esquire the Islamic terrorism by coining the Hindu terrorism. Bhagwa terrorism.
1 minute. Atikur Rahman.
You suffer from this verbal diarrhea
Atikur Rahman. Atik, listen. See, I know Shantanu, I know Sanju, the entire media is on one side and Republic is on the other. You know why? You know why we are speaking? Because we are not corporate media. Corporate media, which will bach ke bolo. कहीं राहुल बाबा को खराब ना लगे, कल कहीं राहुल बाबा देश के लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन से कुछ और बन जाए, फिर कॉर्पोरेट मीडिया को कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स नहीं मिलेंगे. हम वो कॉर्पोरेट मीडिया नहीं है. We Republic. I have been saying for the longest time that serving, I'm correct myself, he's a serving officer.
He is.
I feel proud. I feel proud. Do you hear me? I feel proud that Colonel Shrikant Purohit wears olive green. I salute that olive green.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Arnab, can I come in?
Sanju, you are on the debate. Tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest verdict in the history of our country. It's as important as the Ayodhya verdict, but the fake media, the pseudo-circular corporate media will not report it. Sanju Verma on the importance of tomorrow's verdict. I'll come to you, Shantanu, right after.
Thank you, Arnab. Yeah, thank you, Arnab. I thought you're not going to come to Sanju Verma for reasons best known to you. Anyway, let me come to the moot point. The moot point of the debate is this. I don't see any other media house talking about the very important 31st July 2025 Malegaon verdict, which is due in less than 24 hours. Arnab has decided to take up this very important issue, and kudos to Republic. Let me say one thing very categorically, Arnab. Have 37 out of the 323 witnesses turned hostile? Yes. Former Maharashtra ATS officer Mohan Kulkarni is on record saying that Sadhvi Pragya was fabricated in a premeditated fashion. Is that true? Yes. Why won't you believe Mohan Kulkarni? And let me tell you one more thing. Who were the two chief ministers when Sadhvi Pragya was incarcerated and tortured? One was Vilasrao Deshmukh and the other was Prithviraj Chauhan. Vilasrao Deshmukh is the same man, Arnab, who said after 26/11/2008 Mumbai terror attack, बड़े-बड़े शहरों में ऐसी छोटी-छोटी घटनाएं होती हैं. And let's not forget that the Congress party has not lost any opportunity to demonize Sadhvi Pragya. But इनके लिए बुरहान वानी is a poor headmaster's son. This is the same Congress left liberal pseudo brand, as you call them, the Lutyens Lashkar gang. They will say, Afzal, hum sharminda hai, tere qatil zinda hai, supporting Afzal Guru, who was convicted for the 2000 Parliament terror attack. This is the same Congress party whose leader Priyanka Vadra sports a, nice handbag in Parliament, supporting Gaza, supporting Hamas. I support the innocent civilians of Gaza, but not a terror outfit called Hamas. But Priyanka Vadra, Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, they shed copious tears when Hassan Nasrullah of Hezbollah was killed by Israeli forces. Priyanka Vadra shed copious tears when Shahid Latif, who was responsible for the 2016 Pathankot terror attack, was neutralized in October 2023 in Pakistan. I don't know by who. I don't care. But I'm happy he was neutralized. But the Congress party shed copious tears. This is the same Congress party which said
speaking
that
full of lies.
Osama bin Laden ji is a great engineer.
Show me
this is the same Congress party which has mollycoddled the likes of Mukhtar Ansari and Atiq Ahmed, known terrorists for the longest time. This is the same Congress party. Had Ajmal Kasab not been caught alive by Tukaram Omble, Mahesh Bhatt and पूरा का पूरा दिग्विजय सिंह का जो गैंग है, इन्होंने तो ठान लिया था 26/11 RSS की साजिश थी. Thank God Tukaram Omble captured Ajmal Kasab alive, and thank God for Ujjwal Nikam who sent him to the gallows. And look at Rahul Gandhi. The moment Ujjwal Nikam was given a Rajya Sabha seat by the BJP, pura Congress
Sanju ji, you said Priyanka Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi supported Hamas. Show me the proof. We supported Gaza. Show me the proof that we supported Hamas. Show me the proof. You said on the national channel that she was She was having a bag supporting Hamas. Show me the proof. Or stop lying of the story on the channel. Don't spread the lies. Don't spread the lies.
Now, I get Shantanu on the debate. Shantanu will be on the debate. Ashwini, a minute, please. A minute. Everything will be told, and I will. Everything will. Just point here is this, Shantanu, that a witness told the special NIA court that he was tortured by the anti-terror squad at that time. And anti-terror squad at that time was headed by Parambir Singh. Now, he was in the anti-terror squad, at least I know that. The ATS tortured the person to falsely name Yogi Adityanath and 5 RSS members. Yeah. So tomorrow is a verdict very important for Yogi Adityanath and the RSS also. Yeah. Because there was coercion of witnesses to target, to create a case about Hindu terrorism. And that time, these police officers wanted to make the Congress happy, so they tried to do the best they could. Yeah. Then the NIA dropped charges against all the accused, including Colonel Purohit, including Sadhvi Pragya Thakur, because of lack of evidence. The prosecution against them was not maintainable. The NIA in 2016 acknowledged that there is a possibility of evidence being planted, right? A former IAS officer revealed how Purohit was actually helping the cops. If you remember, the late Himanshu Roy, I think he was Joint Commissioner of Delhi Police, wrote that Colonel Purohit shared vital and sensitive information with police which proved of help, which means serious police officers were saying, no, Colonel Purohit is working for the country and against Islamist terrorism. But the man working and the man who was wanting to expose Islamist terrorism, Colonel Shrikant Purohit, spent a decade in jail, but he's still out together there. He's out there serving the uniform. Therefore, this issue becomes very important. It's a case of fixing, Shantanu. It's a case of fixing.
Arnab, when I entered the Ayodhya temple, I realized that we have absolved ourselves as a nation from the kalank that Ram Lala was in shambles for 500 years. Tomorrow we are doing the same again. Yeah. Hopefully. That Colonel Purohit, Sadhvi Pragya were tortured, they were indicated in wrong cases, and finally they will be out clean.
You think Colonel Purohit will be out tomorrow?
Should be. I think evidence is clinching clear. And I think that this theory should be sent loud and clear that how in 2007 and early 2008, multiple bomb blasts happened. Bangalore happened, Hyderabad happened, Mumbai happened, Ayodhya happened, Kashi happened, and the vote bank was started looking bad. Oh my God, Islamic terror all over again. And you have to counter it. Congress has to somehow balance its sovereign terror. Their politicians are speaking, they made bureaucrats to speak the same language. कहाँ से केस लाएं, कहाँ से Malegaon में लगाते हैं. And have we forgotten the Hindu identity card of Kasam?
What is your point?
Have we forgotten
that?
Both of you.
Because there are terrorist attacks happening in country, you are allowed to have another terrorist attack. Just to counter that, you can do Malegaon, you can do Samjhauta.
Who said that?
No, that's what you are telling.
Who said that?
Who said that? Malegaon happened.
Who said that? Who said that? No, who said that? Who said that? I ask you who said that. 1 minute. I ask you who said that. 1 minute. Ashwini, don't talk garbage out here. One minute. Don't talk garbage out here. You're not a lawyer, you know nothing. I will ask the lawyer. You are a very bad lawyer. Then you are lucky I'm not a lawyer in court. I would have made you into mincemeat. The question argument here is, Sanju, 1 minute, allow me.
It was the Congress party. No, Arnab, who was running the central government in 2011?
Hinduism.
What she's saying something. She's saying
radicalizing Hindu. That is the kind of poison you have inflicted in the country.
Pragya and Colonel Purohit without an iota of proof. Tell me, why have 37 witnesses turned hostile? Why has
the only question you should ask Sanju, the only question you should ask Sanju is this, and I'll explain this to you. Please just give me a moment. Ashwini, see, the problem with you is not that you are saying wrong things. The problem with you is that you know nothing. So which is the most serious problem. You see, due procedure is compromised in this case. When, these people, Advocate Mujibur Rahman, just because you are a hardline kind of fellow, you like it when a Hindu is put in jail for wrong reasons. You're Hindu-phobic. I know that you are anti-Hindu, but never mind. My question to you is, there is something called due procedure.
Yep.
So in this case, Witnesses are turning hostile, shreds of truth are coming up, due procedure was compromised. Now tell me, was due procedure not compromised when one of the accused, Sudhakar Chaturvedi, claims he was kidnapped from Nashik, bundled into a chartered plane, registered as a passenger on the flight and then presented in the anti-terror squad office? Is that due procedure? A series of narco tests were conducted on the accused, and then the results of the narco test were buried because the results of the narco test did not show anything that is favorable to the prosecution. Photocopies of witness statements went missing. And the NIA court accepted photocopies of witness statements as evidence after those statement copies went missing from the NIA court's premises before being pulled up by the Bombay High Court for the same. No permission was taken by forensic experts before visiting the house of an accused. Every known procedure, 1 minute Sanju, every known procedure was violated. Every known procedure, बस हिंदू टेररिज्म की थियरी बना दो, हिंदुओं के खिलाफ साजिश कर दो, बैलेंस कर दो, क्योंकि अगर कोई इस्लामिस्ट आतंकवाद की बात कहे तो बैलेंस करने के लिए हमें हिंदू टेररिज्म की कॉन्सेप्ट क्रिएट करनी है.
Saffron terrorist, Hindutva terror, who are supporting. I am against that.
What Hindutva terror? Yeah, there's nothing like that. Stop talking like a terrorist yourself.
Now please do not respect me, madam.
Don't use the language like that.
Let her speak. Now she will become advocate as well, and she will
Islamist.
I think she has a verdict which has to be pronounced in the court tomorrow.
On the floor of the Lok Sabha yesterday, call out the bluff of radical Islamist terror. Why couldn't she say that the 25 people who died were innocent Hindus? They could not read the kalma.
Okay, one minute. Sanju, my question is to him. Thank you, Sanju. Sanju, now I want Mujabir Rahman to respond to my question. Thank you. Now Mujabir Rahman will respond. We'll have to get his response here. My point, because Sanju, when you speak like this, my question is forgotten.
They are allergic to everything. This madam and all people such like her who just are supporting a terrorist, a Hindutva terror. They are supporting. They are the people who I do not like. They are not good for
Sanju, please, yeah.
First thing I would like to say, when we are discussing something as 2014, how courts are working, we know. They are under extreme pressure from the
I want louder for Tablighi Jamaat spokesperson.
Witnesses are manipulating. Our evidences are getting misplaced from the files. We know. Being an advocate, I go to the court and I know how the witnesses are getting manipulated in such cases.
You are a lawyer. I'll ask you a few
like the Nadda is saying,
put me on that two window with the pictures on the right as a TV and I'm asking the question to Mujibur Rahman. Mujibur Rahman, I want to ask. Mujibur Rahman.
I will not be shocked if such a terrorist
is from Tablighi
Jamaat. I will not be shocked if such a terrorist will be acquitted. Because you already know the judgment. Mr. Arnab Goswami, I think, has a copy as well.
I don't know that. My point is, can I ask the Tablighi Jamaat spokesperson to be quiet for a minute? See.
No, Mr. Arnab Goswami, do you have the copy of the judgment which has to be pronounced for tomorrow?
When I get it, I will give you. Aapko jaldi hai.
Do you have the copy of the judgment?
What does the Tablighi Jamaat want the first copy? De denge aapko.
No, you people are talking about like she has been acquitted already. You already come to know that she will be acquitted. I think you people, the Hindutva, the group of people who are supporting Hindutva terror has dictated the verdict. It seems like you are talking.
I am saying something to him. I don't want this window. I am saying something to him. Thank you. I don't need at this point.
No, I'm not against.
Mujibur Rahman, Mujibur Rahman, if you are going to be quiet, I'll tell you something. If you are going to be quiet, I'll tell you something. Okay?
Yeah.
I said that I hope and I pray.
No.
I hope and I pray that Sadhvi Pragya and Colonel Purohit get justice and are acquitted tomorrow. As a citizen of India, I have every right to hope and pray that innocent people are acquitted because I believe they are innocent. And I believe that you people have tried to create a false whole idea about Hindu terrorism. But tomorrow you will have to eat humble pie.
How do you know it is going to be false? And listen,
because I believe the truth wins. Because God is with the right. Because God is with the right. God is with the right people.
What does it mean?
It means that God should be with people who do right things.
in the center BJP was ruling, why witnesses have been hostile. Everybody knows. You have used the law enforcement
Rahman, listen to me now, Mujibur Rahman. Listen to me. Listen to me, I've been hearing you.
Sure you know the
You know something, if you're a lawyer, then UAPA Chapter 3, Section 45 states that no court can take cognizance of offences related to terrorism and terror organizations under the UAPA without the sanction of the central or state governments. But an IAS officer testified on 28th March that no independent authority appointed by the central or even the state government. In this case, is this true? Why wasn't written permission taken by forensic experts before visiting the house of an accused? Why wasn't written permission taken by forensic experts before visiting the house of an accused? Because they wanted to fix him. Because they wanted to call him a Hindu terrorist. It is widely reported that Colonel R.K. Srivastava made a handwritten amendment on the official army movement order, changing the destination to reach from Delhi to Mumbai for Colonel Purohit, and it was on reaching Mumbai, that the ATS took him in. That means there was a larger plot, that Colonel Purohit was a victim, and a victim of a gigantic conspiracy involving the Congress government to create a bogey of Hindu terrorism, which will be exposed tomorrow.
They have killed 6 people. They have killed 6 innocent people and injured more than 100.
Atikur Rahman, stop shouting. He's also shouting. Shout! Tomorrow I want to see whether you shout tomorrow.
She took training how to...
Kal dekhenge na kaun chilata hai.
And a bomb.
Atikur Rahman.
She took training from the Colonel Purohit.
Getting nervous, no? Tablighi Jamaat spokesperson.
Why I will be? You
I don't know.
So proud because you know the judgment. Like the BJP government, how BJP government
is many of the Islamic
putting
countries
pressure
are
on the
banned.
courts. I think you are using that tactic.
Tablighi
Jamaat is banned in many Islamic countries. Is it true, Shantanu? You tell him.
Yeah, exactly.
You said
today you are in the
down.
Can you travel with your Tablighi Jamaat identity to many of the Islamic countries? I guess not. I guess not.
Quote the Pew Research Center.
Why you threaten them?
That in many of
why you bought them?
Europe, United States,
why is he shouting?
America, Tablighi.
I think why do you shout? Why can't you talk normally?
Is the anticipated frustration for tomorrow, I guess.
No, nobody is getting any.
Have we forgotten the Hindu identity cards of Kasab and the gang? Have we forgotten the Kalaba on their hands?
Have
we forgotten the Kalaba on the hands of Kasab and the gang?
Shantanu,
do
we have the guts
to answer forgotten the Biggie Raja doing the RSS?
My one question,
RSS ki sajish.
My one question, Shantanu. Shantanu, if you have the guts,
thanks to Tukaram.
Answer my one
Havaldar Tukaram, if not thanks to theory proof karke lega. They would have proved it.
Why you
Hindu
your bed offices to threaten the witnesses?
I want to show a clip.
Why were they not given security?
Now I want to show a clip.
Is there any protection for the witnesses? We don't have a witness protection law in our country. Why don't we have a witness protection law?
Remember all the reforms today.
बहुत witness की चिंता है. I want to comment. बहुत witness की चिंता है इनकी. तो इनको मैं बताना चाहता हूँ मान्यवर एक मिनट रुकिए. कि the witness said stop shouting like that. Stop behaving like a maniac. The witness said that his statement recorded by the ATS had been made under duress. The witness said that his statement was recorded by the ATS at gunpoint, that he was pressurized at gunpoint, that he will otherwise be made an accomplice in this case.
They were threatened. They were not having any protection. The law failed to provide them any protection.
Do you have the evidence?
There was, I am saying today, viewers, I am so proud of Colonel Purohit particularly because he was pressurized. He was told he will be killed if he does not say that he carried out the Malegaon blast. But that man is made of steel. That man is made of steel. He should get the highest awards in this country. His family stood behind him like a rock, and the country will stand with Colonel Purohit tomorrow. I want to run a clip of my interview with Sadhvi Pragya. She spoke about it.
And we stand for Hemant Karkare, the
She spoke to me about it, and here's a small clip of what she told me.
आप नहीं, आपने कहा, देखिए एक ही बात मैं दोहराऊंगा साध्वी जी कि अगर ये सब जो हुआ है इसके बाद विश्वास नहीं होता कि ऐसे व्यक्ति कमिश्नर बन गए. पहली बात, जरूर उनके पीछे और राजनीतिक ताकतें भी होंगी. इस पर आपको क्या लगता है? दूसरी बात, क्या आप देखिए ये लोग ह्यूमन राइट्स कमीशन ने ये एटीएस टीम को क्लीन चिट दे दी थी टॉर्चर के चार्ज पर. उन्होंने कहा था कोई तथ्य नहीं, कोई एविडेंस नहीं है, और जिस अस्पताल में आपको एडमिट किया था वहां से एविडेंस नहीं मिली, जेल से एविडेंस नहीं मिली. तो आप इसको कैसे लड़ेंगे? एक मतलब न्यायिक प्रक्रिया होती है, उसके
सामने
तहत आप
आएगा,
कैसे लड़ेंगे?
एविडेंस नहीं मिले हैं, ये इनका कहना हो सकता है, सरकारी पक्ष का। एविडेंस हैं, ये मेरा कहना है। और मेरी लड़ाई जारी है, मैं लड़ती रहूंगी, जब तक जीवित हूं तब तक लड़ूंगी, और जब मैं नहीं रहूंगी तो भी जो देशभक्त हैं वो इस लड़ाई को कभी रुकने नहीं देंगे।
क्या आप चाहेंगी कि
ये आप सच कहते हैं
जी
कि ये व्यक्ति की कोई औकात नहीं है, परंतु राजनीतिक संरक्षण इस व्यक्ति को प्राप्त है, इसलिए ये व्यक्ति इतना पावरफुल है। ये व्यक्ति पहले ठाणे का कमिश्नर था, पहले एटीएस में था, फिर ठाणे का कमिश्नर इसको बनाया। मैंने फडणवीस जी से कहा, मैसेज किया और अपने वकील के माध्यम से कहा कि ऐसे व्यक्ति को आप पुरस्कृत मत करिए, नहीं तो हम राष्ट्रभक्त क्या करेंगे। और फडणवीस जी ने कहा कि ठीक है, आगे जो कार्यवाही होगी हम अवश्य करेंगे। यह व्यक्ति उसी समय मुंबई का कमिश्नर बनना चाहता था, परंतु इसको नहीं बनाया गया। जैसे ही कांग्रेस का शासन आया, ये तुरंत कमिश्नर मुंबई का बनाया गया, और महाराष्ट्र में जो अन्याय की पराकाष्ठा हो रही है, ये इसी के कारण हो रही है। और मुझे बड़ा दुख होता है कहते हुए कि शिवसेना भी इसमें साथ में है।
And ladies and gentlemen, एक बात आपको कहूँ, this interview was on 29th. I was arrested 5 days later.
My God.
मैं बस कुछ, I'm not saying anything. I know these people. मैं तो लड़ूंगा against these people. I'm happier today. I'm strong. No. But I always say, God is with the right people. God support what is right. And we hope and pray. We hope and pray that Sadhvi Pragya is acquitted tomorrow.
Let the justice prevail tomorrow. Let every culprit be punished. Let justice be prevail tomorrow.
Correct.
He was put behind the bar.
And tomorrow is big also.
Put behind the bar.
We'll be waiting for Yogi Adityanath's reaction also, because he was also the target of this.
And I was checking how she was tortured. She was arrested without a memo, physical assault, blunt instrumental, electric shocks. Can you imagine? Electric shocks, sleep deprivation, denial to medical aid.
Okay, closing.
Solitary confinement. And
viewers, the big story tomorrow, Malegaon verdict. Non-stop coverage. Koi cover kare na kare. Whether anyone covers this or not, we will cover it here at Republic. Good night and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।